Bodybuilders who have competed for the title Mr. Olympia have dedicated their entire lives to fitness, to say the least. They are viewed rationally as a pinnacle of fitness and bodybuilding, and for many, they embody the perfect male figure. Truthfully, very few things in life will reward you with exactly what you put in when it comes to the world of sports, fitness, and competition. Bodybuilding is surely the exception, as it definitely takes a minimum 110% to achieve the bodies these men spend their lives attempting to achieve. Looking back, it is fascinating to see what men have been capable of for 5 decades, but what really gets our gears turning is wondering what exactly 50 years did to the perfect bodies that once won awards and awed nations. Number 5. Sergio Olivia. Sergio Olivia was always more commonly known as the Myth, and looking at his photos it adds up. Surely this physique is a myth and couldn't exist in real life? Yet it did, and that's exactly why he earned the nickname in the first place. People frequently dropped their jaws when he dropped his drawers. Okay, he didn't get completely butt naked, but he didn't need to. The Myth was a Cuban native, only allowed to leave Cuba because of his impressive weightlifting career, and he went on to win the coveted title of Mr. Olympia, a whopping 3 times. Not only did he win 3 times, but it was 3 years in a row, 1967, 1968, and 1969. 69 was surely his most famous win, since that is the year he beat out world-famous bodybuilder and today world-famous everything, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even to this day, Olivia's physique is one of many bodybuilders try to emulate because it is considered one of the most physically aesthetic physiques of all time. His body was also unique in nature, with his broad shoulders, wide back, and tiny waist. Fun fact, his tiny waist was the thinnest in Olympia history. What's also interesting about Olivia is the controversy that surrounds him. Olivia did not win the Mr. Olympia title in 1972, but many, including the actual winner himself, the Arnold, according to Olivia, believe he should have. Olivia was a relatively short 5'10", and in the off-season clocked in at 270 pounds. His competition weight was a big difference of 240 pounds. So where is Olivia today? Sadly, he passed away from kidney failure on November 12, 2012, at the age of 71. However, his son Sergio Olivia Jr. is expected to attempt to fill his father's shoes in the coming years, as he's rumored to be preparing to compete himself. However, taking a look at one of the last photos known of the Myth himself, quite a difference the years had made. Number 4. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Almost surely the world's most famous and iconic bodybuilder is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not solely because of his bodybuilding, of course. Many people know him a heck of a lot more for his lucrative acting career, as well as his well-documented and highly talked about political career. Of course, those aren't his only 3 known titles. He's also a philanthropist, author, producer, and businessman. He's been a very relevant name worldwide for decades. Just like Olivia, Arnold had his own nickname based off his physique. Arnold was nicknamed Australian Oak for his oak barrel of a chest. Arnold has won an impressive 7 Mr. Olympia titles, and he hosts the second largest bodybuilding competition in the entire world, the Arnold Classic. In fact, professional bodybuilders from all over the world enter his competition if not for anything more than to have Arnold himself take a good look at their physiques and offer an honest and genuine critique. However, this hasn't left him short of controversy. Not long ago, he went hard on a group of current bodybuilders for being seen on stage with bloated bellies and big distended guts. Today, Arnold Schwarzenegger is 74 years old and is known for currently being the host of The Apprentice, as well as occasionally visiting bodybuilding competitions and shows that his name is not personally affiliated with. Additionally, he is pretty regularly seen working out with his longtime workout buddy, Franco Columbo. It's safe to say that for the world's most famous bodybuilder, time has been pretty swell to him. Number 3. Larry Dee Scott. Winner of both the very first and second Mr. Olympia titles, Larry Dee Scott was appropriately nicknamed both the Legend and the Golden Boy. These nicknames were obviously due to his impressive physique and dashing good looks. Larry Dee Scott retired at the staggering old age of 28 after his second Mr. Olympia win, but he did attempt a brief comeback in 1979 before actually retiring for good. The Legend was naturally gifted with a narrow physique, but he had to work extremely hard to build up his shoulders and back to create the iconic image of width and V-taper, so highly sought after in the bodybuilding world. Larry Dee Scott got his start after training with a then well-known bodybuilder, Vince Gironda. Training under Gironda left him well known for his unusually large and long biceps. What is today known as the Scott curls was a move originally invented by Vince Gironda and was known as the Preacher Curls exercise until it was renamed in Scott's honor. Scott maintained his physique until his last breath, which was unfortunately due to Alzheimer-related complications on March 8, 2014. Number 2. Franco Columbo. Italian bodybuilder Franco Columbo is perhaps one of the smallest well-known bodybuilders, clocking in at only 5'4". Franco came in 5th place in the World's Strongest Man competition in 1977 but had to drop from the race due to an injury obtained during the refrigerator race. However, he later settled for a whopping $1 million settlement as compensation for his injuries. It certainly didn't hinder him from achieving more in life after the competition. Columbo's name has already been mentioned here today, as he was also known for being a longtime workout partner to world-famous Arnold Schwarzenegger. Despite the fact that the two regularly competed against each other, they also trained intensely together over the years. Even to this day are workout buddies. Of course, they both have won titles, and that's why Franco is on this list. He won in 1981, 1 year after Arnold's 1980 win. He was also no stranger to the nickname game every other man on this list has had. Columbo's nickname was the Giant Killer because he was well known for taking out the competition, particularly bodybuilders who were significantly taller, larger, wider, and weighed more than him. His competition frequently by as much as 50 pounds, by the way. Over the years of competing together, Franco and Arnold would stand next to each other during competition, well aware of their friends' strengths and weaknesses, trying to outpose each other. Outside the competition between friends, Franco was Arnold's best man in his marriage to Maria Shriver, as well as Franco's experience as an actor and producer helped Arnold find roles. He is also a certified chiropractor and performs many techniques on Arnold. Number 1. Frank Zane. Frank Zane, aka the father of aesthetics, is a 3-time Mr. Olympia winner and was well known for his admired and desired physique, obtained through an intense regimen and focus aimed on symmetry and proportions. Of course, he also has a nickname, and it's not the father of aesthetics, it's the Chemist. Zane is known as the Chemist because he holds a Bachelor of Sciences degree and was well known for his abundant use of supplements and amino acids. Interestingly, he had the second smallest waistline in the competition's history, and he won all 3 of his titles, clocking in under 190 pounds. That's impressive to say the least. Zane's low weight was definitely a focus against the common grain bodybuilders were into. As most men in the entire industry were heavily focused on getting bigger and building muscle mass, Zane was focusing all of his efforts on simultaneously looking smaller but appearing larger. This focus he had on light weights created a truly iconic physique that is still heavily sought after. It certainly didn't do him any damage to do things his own way since he holds a few titles. In fact, Frank Zane is considered a legend as he bested the world-famous Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he did so weighing less than 190 pounds. Today, Zane runs his own website and appears regularly in book signings and seminars and is 80 years old. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.